This is a major shift in government policy aiming to put Nigeria at the heart of all businesses in this country.
After nearly 2 months following Ramadan and international travels by President Tinubu, the Federal Cabinet returned to business and at the top of deliberations, a sweeping new economic directive. The Federal Executive Council approved what is being called the Renewed Hope Nigeria First policy, a directive that will make locally produced goods and services the default option for all federal government procurement. The policy will be enacted through an executive order now being drafted by the Attorney General of the Federation.
Now, this seeks to foster a new business culture that will be bold, confident, but also very, very Nigerian. And it aims at making government to invest in our people and our industries by changing how government spends money, how we procure, and how also we build our economy.
Where capacity is lacking, contracts must include technology transfer or skills development. And where local supply falls short, a waiver must be granted, with breaches attracting penalties.
The BPP has been immediately directed to revise and enforce procurement guidelines to prioritize locally made goods and homegrown solutions. It has also been directed to create what is called Local Content Compliance Framework for all government procurements. No procurement of foreign goods or services already available locally shall proceed without justification and a written waiver from BPP. Breaches will attract sanctions, including cancellation of procurement processes by such MDAs, and indeed disciplinary action against responsible officers.
On infrastructure, the Minister of Works secured approvals for scaled back but strategic road projects across 6 states. He also gives a progress report on the much-watched Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, now said to be 70% complete in its first phase.
We have good news out of the Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. That Section 1, over 70% work has been done. And so 30 kilometers is going to be made available for Mr. President to commission. And another 10 kilometers is going to be made available for Section 2. And of course, Sokoto Bagadagri, we want to make available 10 kilometers completed on concrete at KB axis before the 25th of May. And I'm very, very happy and excited to announce that the loan component of that project was being reviewed by the Dutch Bank and the South Development Bank of Southern Africa. And they reviewed, all the bid documents. For them to give you money, you have to pass through, the eye of a needle. And they came up with a verdict that the procurement was excellent. In fact, they said that it was undervalued.
The Power Ministry unveiled what it calls the most comprehensive electricity policy yet. Backed by the law under the 2023 Electricity Act, it aims to decentralize and modernize the national grid while integrating renewables into the mix.
It addresses the historical perspective of Nigeria's electricity sector, the key features of the Electricity Act of 2023, Nigeria's electricity policy objectives, the electricity market design, both the national market and the sub-national market, as well as value chain analysis, stakeholders' roles and responsibilities, climate change and low-carbon economy initiatives.
Also at the council meeting, Nigeria's finance minister confirmed the country has formally joined the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, a move that could unlock cheaper financing for infrastructure.
Nigeria, Africa's most populous economy, relies heavily on imports, from medical supplies to power transformers and even processed foods, despite having fertile lands, vast industrial population and local expertise. Now, while previous administrations have talked about industry revival, very few have tied government spending to local production as directly as this policy aims to do. Yet, it is enforcement and not intention that will determine if the Renewed Hope Nigeria First policy will become a reality or if rhetoric will remain. From the presidential villa, Adesua Omoruan, Arise News.